Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Aggieville Alleycats podcast, where come rain, shine, or anything in between, we're here to deliver to you the Kansas State sporting news that you so love. I'm Ace Edwards, right alongside
Connor Baltazar.
And today, welcome back to the weekly recap. It's been a while.
It has been a little bit. This is probably like a 2-weekly recap. This is a 2-week recap.
Yep. Yeah, so this is the second time we've had to do this in about a month because I've been gone. We'll give the preview before we say why I've been gone, because we'll lead off with why I was gone, because I'm self-important. That's definitely why. Then we'll start talking about men's basketball, women's basketball, specifically transfer news for both, before going into let's call it a healthy dose of the Batcats.
Yeah.
But let's first begin with where I was. I was in Lincoln, Nebraska, competing at the American Forensics Association National Speech Tournament, where I ended up finishing, I think, 1 or 2 spots away from being a national semifinalist. I ended up advancing to the quarterfinals, representing the great state, the great state of Kansas, because we're the only forensics program in Kansas.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think maybe Bethel, but we're the only Division I.
Bethel? Interesting. Oh, well.
We're the only Division I university with a forensics program. I ended up being a national quarterfinalist. So, yeah, that's pretty where sick. I was.
Don't be modest. You were 1 away.
I was 1 away.
Yeah. Damn good showing.
Yep. So that's where I was.
I was just chilling.
Yeah, being chilling.
I was doing things nowhere near as important.
I know forensics at nationals is not important. Don't lie.
I guarantee it's more important than Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So
okay, maybe. Yeah, that's where I was. So with that out of the way, we can begin talking about men's basketball transfer news. And between the last episode now, we only have 3 people on the team left. Everyone else is transferred.
Yep.
The 3 people left are Marquise Noel, Ishmael Massoud, and Logan Landers.
That's it.
We've lost
for scholarships. For
scholarship. No, I think we lost Drew Honus as well.
Yeah, we have the 2 other dudes though.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, it's
the starting 5:
Trey Harris and Jordan Smith, I believe.
The starting 5 as of right now: Marquise Noel, Ishmael Massoud, Logan Landers, and 2 walk-ons.
We might win a game.
We might win.
Well, I mean, Marquise is pretty good.
Yeah.
I like Ish. Well, actually, we could field a team. We'd have 2 4s, so if the team had a true 5, we'd be screwed. But we would have 2 4s. Landers is kind of a 5, but we'd effectively have 2 4s. He's a little undersized at the 5. Then Marquise at the point, then Trey and Jordan at the wings. It wouldn't be a good starting 5, but it would be a starting 5.
That is one of the starting 5s of all time.
It is one of the starting 5s of all time.
Yeah.
That cannot be debated.
Yeah. So, who we've lost? We'll go in and we'll give a sentence on how much it hurts. Selton Miguel. I wanted his potential and his defense.
Yeah. I retweet, copy, paste.
We're saving the biggest one for last.
Yeah.
Davion Bradford. If we got freshman him, it'd be great.
Yeah, but we didn't. So.
Casey Eziagu. Goodbye to our last big.
So long. Gone forever.
We'll miss you. Luke Kasubke. I'll miss your random 3.
Yeah, the 1 3 per game was nice. And he also had a pretty cool layup against Baylor.
That's it.
That is all.
And then Carlton Lingard.
I will miss him randomly dropping 12 against Iowa State in 2020 on the road.
Yep.
That is all.
Max Edwards.
I wish he hadn't gotten hurt.
Yep. Cyree Lewis.
I wish he hadn't gotten hurt.
Then finally? Am I missing one? Other than the obvious that we're saving for last?
Drew Honus. I wish you had made a 3 in garbage time.
Yeah, okay. And finally...
Yeah, I think that's it.
The big one. Nigel Pack ends up transferring away. With,
Sad.
Sad. It's sad.
Sad.
I am sad. for a team that says they're not here to rebuild but to elevate, by the literal definition, they must now rebuild. Like, it is necessary.
You will be elevating by rebuilding.
rebuilding.
I'm gonna gaslight everyone into believing that's what he meant.
Revisionist historian here.
Yeah, which honestly, like, that's probably not that far off.
No.
I feel as though Tang, and he's even said this publicly, some of the guys were gently pushed out. They were basically told, we want to play a different style of basketball than what you bring. So if you can't jump shoot particularly well, and you aren't, like, particularly athletic, then, like, you're not going to stick around. Like, Sultan Miguel is not a bad basketball player, but he doesn't fit a lot of what Tang wants, which is a jump shooter. And Sultan Miguel's anything but a jump shooter.
Yeah.
He's a great defender, like what Tang wants, and he's got good agility and things like that, but he's oddly not the best athlete, which I think is a misconception about him, that he's an incredible athlete. But, I mean, sometimes he struggles to get above the rim when he dunks. So,
yeah.
And then there's most of the guys that we're losing are guys that I'm going to be sad that we lose because I felt like they had potential to be good.
Yeah.
Max Edwards, Siri Lewis. I'm going to miss Kasubki because I feel like there's a lot of guys on this roster that I feel like got injured and were never the same. Kasubki had some really good high school film and had a pretty bad foot injury and just never recovered. Carlton Lingard is the same. Casey never looked the same after his injury. Max Edwards was hurt this year, and honestly, based on historical patterns, was not going to look. He was probably taking the Luke Kasubki track, except he was an undersized power forward. He was like a 6'4", 4.
Yeah,
which that's great if you're in like the Summit League. Like if that's like a North Dakota State build, but like, and he's a great athlete, but just not a 4. Yeah. Like a lot of guys that you're sad to lose based on potential, but there's obviously the one glaring loss that does legitimately really hurt just from a pure skill and impact on the game standpoint. I mean, that's Nigel Peck. That was one that I did not expect. I figured he would stick around based off his statements. But, I mean, we've seen some pretty plain language coming from K-State in the last few days. I don't know if you saw, you may not have seen what Gene Taylor kind of said about it, because he went on a podcast and he pretty plainly said that Nigel didn't give the new staff much of a shot, which that's the athletic department line. So don't shoot the messenger.
Oh.
Yeah, which, you know, I'm not going to sit here and disparage Pack for, you know, not feeling committed to a new staff that comes in and replaces the one that he had committed to. You know, that's not what I'm trying to insinuate. But it is unfortunate that, if that is true, which we don't know,
yeah, that
the staff didn't get more of a fair shake. But, you know, at the end of the day, that's fine. Because if Pack wants to play basketball elsewhere, then he should. Because if he wants to leave and can't, that's probably worse.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And obviously, we wish the best for all of these people.
Yeah.
Unless we get news that, like, they left on bad terms. But, like, I don't foresee that happening. But am I missing something?
For those that know, they know.
Okay. I guess you'll have to inform me.
You do know as well.
Do I? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, if you know, you know. We're moving on. Oops. But, yeah, so everyone is gone. Pump the brakes on already being doomer about it.
It's been like 10 days.
It's been like 10 days.
Yep.
Like, it. Yes, I'm concerned that currently we only have 3 scholarship players. I also believe that it will work itself out.
Yeah. LSU has 0 right now.
True.
I believe Murray State has 0 right now as well. But they at least have commits for the future. LSU does not have any commits for 2022 or 2023. They all got released from their NLIs. And they have no scholarship players right now. K-State at least has 3 players on scholarship, plus 2 walk-ons, and they're actively recruiting right now. But they also have an incomplete staff. Probably should be finished in the next month or so.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair timeline to expect it. I mean, I think a lot of the reason that fans are starting to get worried is because nothing's happened for a few days.
Yeah.
For a while there was something happening constantly. There was the big Brad chase. Everybody for a while was like, Brad's gonna come home. And then after that, everybody joined the Tang Gang. And
the Doomtang Clan.
The Doomtang Clan. Buy our merch, Aggieville Alleycats. But everybody joined the Doomtang Clan. And it was exciting. The rumors were leading up to it. National writers started reporting on it. Everyone was like, wow, what a great hire by K-State. And all the assistants got announced. He had his incredible press conference and all of that. And the assistants got announced and everything was happening. And since then, it's kind of slowed to a halt.
Yeah.
Because there's not much to happen right now.
Yeah.
As of the day that we're recording, it's a recruiting dead period. And then I think it opens up this weekend, which will be like the 8th through the 10th. And then there will be another short dead period for a few more days. And then it really opens up. And there can be a direct contact.
Yeah.
And then I lost my train of thought. But anyway, the basketball, there's not much happening right now just because that's kind of by design. There's a bit of a lull after the tournament's done. But rest assured, I'm sure the coaches are actually doing their job and doing everything that they can, getting guys that are here workouts, getting recruits in on visits, things of that nature. But I mean, it is nowhere close to time to hit the panic button. Yeah. I am firmly of the belief that the time to hit the panic button on the roster is if it isn't full or mostly full by football season.
Yeah.
Because
that's time to get scared.
Yes, but we got a long time between then and now, and we have a head coach getting his feet wet, first time head coaching, and then assistants getting comfortable in their new roles in a new place. So exercise patience. We can get the torches out and the pitchforks later if we need to. But just keep those in the shed for now. No need to go grab them yet, but keep the key on you just in case. But I don't think it will be necessary because there's no reason to not have faith in the staff right now to figure it out. I'll save harsh criticisms on if the recruiting is good or bad until after we've seen some work from them. And even then, it may be a light cycle because even though they're prestigious people, K-State had been on a downturn for a couple of years. They need to establish local connections, and they're all pretty new to this job. Uric Malagi has never been an associate head coach before. Jerome Tang's never been a head coach. This is Marco Bourne's highest level of basketball by far. Jareem Dowling is at his highest level of basketball as well. So it's going to take a bit. I'm not worried yet. I would like something to happen.
That'd be cool.
I'd welcome a commitment. I would love for every 5-star in the country to fight to commit to K-State at the moment.
That'd be fine.
I agree. I think that'd be pretty swell. But we'll see if it happens. And it may not immediately. But exercise patience.
Yeah. So with that, bit of negative news, we also have a bit of good news from the women's basketball team in terms of transfers in. And the new member of your women's basketball team is guard Gabby Gregory from the University of Oklahoma, a school that we saw twice this last year, and although the first time didn't go their way, something to the tune of 61 points from one person in particular.
Yep.
The second game did end up going their way, and it became largely because of their outside shooting. Gabby Gregory is someone who, although had limited minutes, I believe averaged like 12 points a game, mostly from outside shooting, and that was our biggest weakness.
Yeah. And Gabby Gregory, as a junior this past season, as I recall, had highly productive freshman and sophomore seasons, and then didn't really do a whole lot this past season. And I think I remember hearing that she was dealing with an injury of some sort that limited her ability to see the floor for very long and also just inhibited her talent. But she did have two very quality early seasons where she averaged double figures, and her sophomore season averaged, I think, like 16 a game and shot like 36% from outside, which would have been, I believe, best on the team for us this year, which is a little sad.
Which is very sad.
But at the same time, Jeff Mitty's going out and getting pretty much exactly what we needed, which is an outside shooter and a backup ball handler. And Gabby Gregory, I mean, we do need warm bodies just to back up our young players. So I'm happy with this addition. I don't see much of a downside to it, really. This reminds me a lot of the Sydney Goodson addition that was made. There were some mixed feelings on Sydney Goodson amongst the fan base. I thought she was good. And she, because Sydney Goodson transferred in from Texas Tech, and this was a couple years ago as a grad transfer, and ran the point for the team most of the year. And I believe this was in like 2021 season. I thought she did an all right job. It was getting the ball in against a press that really messed that team up. I mean, geez, yikes. But I don't know. It's nice that we're getting some transfer news early. I'm really excited about the women's team next year. I think that Gabby Gregory is the type of player that can help elevate the roster. Jerome Tang's fingerprints, getting to my vocabulary already. but I mean, some quality freshmen coming in, some quality young players on the team already. Bring in a veteran presence just to help bring like the old wisdom. I say like she's like 80 years old. She's like a senior.
Yeah. I will say that probably the funniest part about it was Mitty yesterday posting the women's team just got better, and both of us were like, what does he mean? Elaborate, Jeff.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, could you add something to it, please?
No.
Okay.
Sure. But yeah. Welcome to the team, Gabby Gregory. So now we get a healthy, and I do mean healthy, dosage of Batcats.
Yeah.
Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 5 series to go over.
Yeah. Granted, some of those are 2 games.
True, and one is 1 game.
But
we're still not gonna. We say this every single time we've covered Batcats, and we never do it. We're going to just look over the games as opposed to diving deep into them. But let's firstly begin with the series against Texas Christian University, TCU, in Fort Worth, Texas. This is a series that did not go our way at all.
No,
in fact, we got swept.
It did not. This was a game that
first game.
Yeah, first game. We lose 7-5. We put up a late fight, put up 3 runs in the top of the 9th, but weren't able to close it out. We actually out-hit TCU in this game 10-7, but 2 errors. 2 errors. Jeez.
Always.
It's always something when it comes to errors. Errors from Blake Adams and Orlando Salinas in this game. But pitching wasn't an awful game. Not the best outing for Blake Adams. 4 walks, just 1 strikeout, a couple out pitches, 4 earned, and 5 runs total. After that, Corsentino, Ty Rule, and Nico Rodriguez combined to go the rest of the way, which was an additional 3 innings pitched. And they were serviceable. Only 2 strikeouts for the Batcats in this game. From the pitching side. So, not the best.
Yeah, but we did have extra base hits on our side from Dominic Johnson, Dylan Phillips, Nick Goodwin, and Cole Johnson. And then, of course, Kalen Culpepper, who's beginning to make this a habit, got hit by a pitch.
Yeah, and he also went 2 for 3 from the plate and scored 2 runs. Culpepper has been phenomenal as a freshman. But unfortunately, Bobcats dropped the first game. Although they did put up a fight late. They were down 7-2 going to the top of the ninth. And were able to narrow it to a 2-run lead. But
they made it interesting at the end.
They did, but couldn't quite get over the hump.
Yep. And then the next game happened where we ended up losing 14-5.
Yep. This was a vintage Batcats game where they just...
One bad inning.
Yeah, one bad inning. Hit difference was only 11 TCU hits to 10 K-State, but I always find it interesting whenever games are like that, yet the runs are just so far apart because I have a little tiny brain. But the Cats, they led through 2, and this game was... and then they took the lead again in the top of the 4th and led until the bottom of the 5th. And then from there on, it was all TCU. A lot of extra base hits. Cash Rugeley, Josh Nikoloff, Nick Goodwin, and Justin Mitchell had doubles. I mean, Justin Mitchell getting a double is a triple for anyone else. And then Dom Hughes and Kalen Culpepper each added a home run. What is SH? Am I stupid?
I don't know, but it's the same name, so maybe solo home run.
Maybe so.
We might be stupid.
Anywho, and then an error from Cole Johnson this game. Pitching, Connor McCullough, 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, a lot of 4s. 3 wild pitches though, unfortunately. Couldn't quite get to 4.
Unfortunate.
Yep. And then a hit by pitch as well. Landry Jureka, however, was credited with a loss. He went 1/3 of an inning, giving up 3 earned runs on 3 hits with 2 walks and a strikeout and a wild pitch. Landry Weidman didn't do any better. In 0 innings, gave up 4 earned with 2 walks on 2 hits. Wes Moore came in with 3 walks, a strikeout, and 1 earned. And Blake Corsentino went 2 2/3 to close the game, which is 1 earned, a strikeout on 2 hits. Really, really rough day for the bullpen. And even for starting, that was probably Connor McCullough's worst outing of the year.
Yeah.
Which even then it wasn't terrible. The 3 wild pitches is pretty bad, but
yeah,
as a yikes from the middle portion of the bullpen there.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just another game where you don't have much to talk about.
Yeah. Tom Johnson went 2 for 4 again. Drew another walk. That's about it. I mean, there's not a lot to write home, like you said. Nick Goodwin drew 2 walks. He's been drawing a lot of walks. And what has otherwise been a difficult season for him up until that point. But yeah, tough day for the Batcats. TCU is a really quality opponent, but I mean, it's tough.
And then the final game to complete the sweep against our favor was another blowout in favor of TCU. They ended up winning 11-3, getting 17 hits to our 7, and we also gave up an error.
Yep. And this was a game that really just got out of hand at the end. We actually tied this game at 3 in the top of the 6th. Then they followed that up with 8 unanswered to end the game. 3 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, 4 in the 8th, making the bottom of the 9th null.
Yeah.
But Dom Johnson went hitless in this game. Not going to see that very often.
No.
Cole Johnson went 3 for 4 with all 3 runs being batted in by Cole Johnson. Good on you. He's been actually having a quietly good batting season. He's been overshadowed by Dom Johnson and Dylan Phillips, but fair. Cole Johnson's been really great, I would say.
Yeah, so is Culpepper.
Yeah, Culpepper got another hit by pitch for Culpepper in this game.
However, crowds to play.
Yeah, unfortunately, he did commit a fielding error in this game. I think that might have been his first of the year. He was really great this season defensively, but
yeah,
finally committing an error. Doubles for Dom Hughes, Nick Goodwin, and Cole Johnson in this game. But TCU, yikes. We're going to unfortunately look at our pitching stats here. Griffin Hassel's credited with a loss. He started this game, went 5 1/3, 10 hits, yikes. 5 earned,
yikes,
and 2 strikeouts, no walks at least. It seemed like a ton of walks this game. or this series, but I went 100 pitches in 5 1/3, 26 batters faced. Pretty tough outing for Griffin Hassel. Colin Rothermel comes in for 1 2/3, 5 hits, 2 earned, and a walk. Then Ty Rule, 1/3 of an inning, 4 earned, 2 hits, 2 walks, and a wild pitch. And then Tyson Neighbors came in for 2/3 of an inning with 2 walks, a strikeout, and a hit by pitch. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Our pitchers just got blown up by TCU. Really, really unfortunate. Not a lot else to say about it. Those last 2 games were rough. I think losing that first game
really set us back.
Yeah. You'd love to go on the road and steal one from TCU, but TCU has phenomenal baseball culture. I mean, they're
a Texas school, so of course they do.
Yeah, they just get people to their games. I mean, like their stadium was probably at 2/3 capacity on Saturday, and it was probably 1,500 more people than Toyton can fill. Period. So, but it was a tough outing for the Batcats down in Fort Worth. But
yeah, that's not how you want to open your conference slate.
Definitely not. But they did come home to face Northern Colorado. So.
Yep. A 6-20 squad when we started the series, but that doesn't matter because we ended up beating them in the first game, 8-6, to the tune of getting out hit by them, but also in a rare twist, not committing any errors, whereas UNC committed 5
errors in one game, and some of them were pretty atrocious. I saw a few of them on the ESPN Plus broadcast, and some of them, granted, the wind was awful in this game. I'll be fair.
The wind has assassinated so many balls here.
Yeah, there was a ball that was a pretty much routine pop up that the wind blew at last second, probably 10 feet, and a first baseman was just standing under it, and he just missed it, and it was gonna be foul, and it blew fair and turned into like a double. So it's like it's tough, but at the same time, that's just kind of the reality.
Yeah.
But Northern Colorado made this an interesting game at the end. The Batcats led after 6 in this game, according to my calculations. Let me do some quick math. 7-3, and then after the 7th inning, it was 8-4, 8-5, and 8-5, and then Northern Colorado added another one in the 8th, kept this one interesting, but the Batcats were able to put them away by the end, because I believe they put a runner on in the 9th, but they were not unable to do anything with it. They had a guy, Shaden Kubo. North Colorado did 4 for 5 with 2 runs, 1 RBI, only struck out once, had a really great game. I remember them mentioning him on the broadcast. So good on you. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of fielding errors for Northern Colorado, 2 for Ashton Manser.
Which is unlucky. Hate to see it.
That could happen to anybody.
Really could have.
But yeah, Batcats, we'll go down the list. Doubles. Dom Hughes had a double, as did Rafael Pelletier. Dylan Phillips, Josh Nikoloff, and Cole Johnson had homers. And Nick Goodwin had 2 sacrifice flies in this game. And then Dom Johnson added a stolen base. Cole Johnson was caught stealing. But go down and look at pitching here. Herman Fajardo started this game, had a really strange outing. Went 3 innings, had 8 strikeouts. A 1 walk and 4 hits, no earned runs, and then got pulled after 3.
Because he'd thrown 73 pitches.
Yeah. Had a lot of long ABs, but got a lot of strikeout. He's a quintessential K-State pitcher, pretty much. Just strikeout merchant.
Yep, that's been the year.
Yep. Chris Erb came in and went 1 1/3 with 4 hits, 3 earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Landry Jarecka came and had a better outing than he did against TCU, but still not a great one. 2 1/3, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, no walks. Elijah Dale, who has a lot of promise as a young pitcher, still trying to get it under control though. Went 2/3 of an inning with 2 hits, an earned run, a walk, a strikeout, and a wild pitch. And Ty Rule came in, gets credit with the save, 1 2/3 innings with 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, a wild pitch, and a hit by pitch in this game. Herman Fajardo gets credit with the win for K-State in this one. So,
yep, good game for the Batcats.
And going through batting, Dylan Phillips probably has the best day hitting the ball with 2 for 3 with a run, 2 RBI, and 2 walks. No strikeouts. So pretty nice day from him. Goodwin did go 0 for 3, but had 2 sac flies. So that's the difference in this game. So good on him. Josh Nikoloff had a nice day as well, DHing 2 for 5, as was Dom Johnson. Other than that, not a lot of standout batting days from the Batcats. Dom Hughes did go 2 for 3 or 2 for 4 with 3 runs and a walk. So
we got everything we needed.
Yep.
Then the next day, we ended up finishing the series with Northern Colorado. We ended up winning, so we ended up sweeping the series. We ended up winning this game 10-7 with Dylan Phillips getting the save. Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Why not? Pete Hughes loves his hybrid outfielders, pitchers.
He does.
But yeah, this was, of all the K-State baseball games, this was one of them.
Yeah, this was certainly a baseball game. I can't argue with that.
Yeah. But, yeah, we can view the batting statistics.
Yeah. Batcats get a tight win in this one. Dom Johnson, though, goes 0 for. Although he does draw walks, strikes out 3 times. Dom Hughes also goes 0 for, but walks, scores 2 runs. I must have got hit by a pitch. He did. But then Dylan Phillips goes 1 for 4 with a walk and a strikeout. But then you have Cole Johnson who goes 4 for 4.
He said, okay, fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, 4 for 4, 3 runs, an RBI, and a walk. So he got on base every time he went to the plate. Good on you. Brady Day, 1 for 4. Goodwin, 0 for 2 with another sac fly, it looks like, with an RBI, 2 walks, and a run. Nikoloff, 1 for 1. With 3 RBI, and Nikoloff walked 4 times this game.
Said, all right, I don't need to swing.
Swinging is dumb, he said. Justin Mitchell did have a tough day, 0 for 5. Only 1 strikeout, just wasn't hit at the right places. Then Orlando Salinas goes 1 for 4, 2 RBI. I believe he did a home run and 2 strikeouts.
No home run.
No, he didn't. He had a triple.
So Cole Johnson had a double, Orlando Salinas had a triple, and then Nick Goodwin had a sac fly. In terms of stolen bases, Dom Johnson and Josh Nikoloff ended up getting some, as well as Dom Hughes ended up getting hit by a pitch, as did Brady Day, and the lone error in the day belongs to Justin Mitchell behind the plate.
Yep. Then throwing the ball, Christian Brubeck gets the start. He was the day 3 starter in the weekends, but has been relegated to weekday starts until he gets more control on his pitches.
I thought you were about to just say, like, better.
No, I wasn't going to say that. Like, he is a lot like Carson Seymour, in that I feel like his role in this team should be a long reliever. They found out Carson Seymour was a good long reliever last year. Like, I remember he had a game where he actually went 6 innings as a relief pitcher. Just like came in the 3rd and just pitched the whole way.
It's like, all right, fine.
It was great. And Brubeck, he's a high heat pitcher, but isn't quite able to locate enough at times. I've seen him touch 98 on his fastball, but he is just struggling with control at the moment. His command isn't great. But Brubeck went 3 innings with 3 hits, 4 earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, a wild pitch, and a hit by pitch. 77 pitches in 3 innings is suboptimal, as they say.
Suboptimal play here.
Then Nico Rodriguez had a very, very rough outing. Went 2/3 of an inning, no hits, 3 earned, 5 walks, no strikeouts, and a hit by pitch. Had faced 8 batters, but only had 1 at bat. Okay.
Yep.
Went 39 pitches in 2/3 of an inning, and then he was never seen again. Landry Weidman came in. He's credited with the victory in this game. It was 3 2/3, 2 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, no earned runs. And then Dylan Phillips gets the save. He goes 1 2/3 and strikes out everyone he sees. So 5 strikeouts for the man, the myth, the legend, Dylan Phillips, who can just do everything, I guess.
Also known as Shohei Ohtani.
I guess so. He is unstoppable. And every sense of the word.
But yeah, that's the Northern Colorado game. That was a fine series. Ended up sweeping. Then we hit the wall again. Yeah. We end up banging our head against the wall against number 6 in the nation, Oklahoma State. We ended up winning the last game, but we're not there yet. The first game was a loss, 12-9, in favor of the Okie State Cowboys.
This was a very frustrating game.
Yeah, I can tell by the errors.
Yeah, 3 errors for the Backhats in this one. They out-hit Oklahoma State by 4, 11-7 in the hitting department. But again, if fans are butts were the final score, we would have won the game. But yeah, the 3 errors end up really hurting the. Yes, I see it too. I see the screen messing up.
We'll deal with it.
We'll edit it in post.
And if we don't, we'll just put up like a picture of like, hey, Aggieville Alleycats.
Yep. But
It seems to have remedied itself.
Oklahoma State wins this one. It was tied after 4, 2-2, and then Oklahoma State goes 10 unanswered in the top of the 5th and top of the 6th. A lot of those were just walked in. Yeah.
Yeah, of course they were.
And then the Backhats put up a valiant effort, put up 4 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, but are unable to get back into it. Kind of story of the season, really. The Bats are showing up.
The worst times.
Yeah. And I was going to say the Bats are trying to carry this team.
Oh, yeah.
But the pitching, the bullpen specifically, I feel like
the walks
has been so rough. We're going to go over the walks first. I want to specifically look at the 6th inning for Oklahoma State.
Oh, boy.
Ground out. So we start with an out. So we have 1 out on the board here. So only need 2 more, according to my math.
Yep.
I think that's how it goes.
It's 1.
Then a reach on a fielding error by second, a single to right center, then a fly out. So there's 2 outs here. Blake Adams comes in. He's a normal starter on Fridays, but P. Hughes had a strategy. It was one of the strategies of all time, and it was to not start Blake Adams, to use him twice this weekend, which
okay.
I get the logic. It worked on Sunday. It did not work on Friday.
No.
But, and this first run that scores, granted, is not Blake Adams' fault. This is a fielding error by shortstop that allows a run to score from second. And it was a completely routine grounder that just was not made routine. Goodwin has had some defensive struggles at shortstop this year. Then after that, it begins. A walk to load the bases. Then another walk to walk in a run. Then another walk to walk in a run. Then another walk to walk in a run. And then a pinch hit for the guy that flew out earlier in the inning. So they bat around. And a fly. So Blake Adams came in and walked home 3 straight. Granted, they all were unearned because of the fielding error. But he walked all of them. And they also, funnily enough, all of those walks were on 3-1 counts.
Yep.
Yeah, ball, strike, ball, foul, 4 straight balls. Ball, strike, ball. Ball, strike, ball.
We got the first one down. We got the first strike. We just need to get 2 more.
Yep. But yeah, that was the story of the 5th inning. And then the 6th inning. But wait, there's more. Ty Rule comes in to pitch for Blake Adams. Fly out. Then a 3-2 walk after strike, ball, foul. So
ball.
And then ball. So we had him on the ropes. 1-2. 0-2. And then walk him. Then he stole second. Then a walk after 4 straight balls after getting 2 strikes. Then a walk. Advance to second, advance to third. Then walk a run home. Walk a run home. Fly out to right field, sack fly. Score. Then a 3-run homer. Then a single to center field. And a ground out to second. It's now 12-2.
It's now 12-2. Welcome to the Batcats.
Yep. And we tried. My God, we tried.
God.
The bats did everything they could. We really put the bat in bat cats this game.
Yeah.
But there's only so much you can do. I just wanted to take everybody through the pain of that. I was listening to this game and also watching some of it, bits and pieces. Just, wow, what a frustrating game.
Yeah.
Blake Orsentino goes 4 2/3, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Adams, a third of an inning, 4 walks, 2 runs, unearned. Ty Rule's the real culprit here. Although he does not get credit with the lots, it's Corsentino.
Poor guy.
He deserved a better fate. Ty Rule goes a full inning, 4 walks, 6 earned runs, 2 hits, 43 pitches in 1 inning. That's tough. However,
Ben Weber did good.
An individual that I had never heard of, never had pitched. He is a sophomore from Omaha, JUCO transfer, 6'2", 215. I do not believe he had ever seen the field at Kansas State University.
No.
He had not. And he comes in and goes 3 innings, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, no hits, no earned, and 43 pitches. So
good job, Ben.
Ben just comes in and is really good. Perhaps we should have used him earlier in this game. All right. But Backhats do drop this game. Hitting home runs happened.
Yep. Double by Dylan Phillips, home run by Jeff Heinrich, home run by Dylan Phillips, home run by Cash Rugeley, stolen base by Josh Nikoloff, error by Nick Goodwin, error by Cash Rugeley, and then error by Justin Mitchell.
It has been tough sledding at times for this defense.
Yeah.
Most of the time for this defense.
All the time for this defense.
It has been very unfortunate to watch. I am very thankful for Ben Weber coming in and calming the waters, as they say, to just figure it out effectively.
Yeah, we're currently looking at we're looking to see how many fielding errors Nick Goodwin has.
It's 11.
It's
and he has one.
He has a fielding percentage of .892.
Yeah, and that's the last 4 games. He has an error as well. He had 2 against Morehead State at one point, 2 against Cal State Fullerton, 2 in the first 2 games, 1 here. Had a nice little streak going here where he didn't do anything wrong. And that's the one blemish. And then he continues. The last 4 games have been really rough defensively for Mr. Goodwin. A lot of errors. That is not a good fielding percentage, as they say.
No, it's not. As someone whose calling card when he played baseball was defense, that hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts a lot.
And he's been decent behind at the plate, especially the last few games. I feel like he's been finding his strokes. He's had a few opposite field home runs the last couple of games, which has been very impressive.
Yeah,
but tough stretch for him defensively.
Yep. And then the next game, unfortunately, was also a loss. OSU ended up winning 8-6, out hitting us. Excuse me. Something got caught in my throat. It was 8-6. K-State ended up losing by getting out hit, and of course we out errored them.
A tradition unlike any other.
Yep.
I went to this game.
How was it?
It was a beautiful day. Beautiful day, 64, sunny, 10-mile-per-hour winds from left field. I sat in the bleachers down the first baseline.
The student section.
Yeah, although it was mainly like just general adults, like general admission people out there. I don't know why I said general adults. I'm an adult, but
I'm an adult.
Yeah. I will say the Oklahoma State cheering section was right by me.
You told me about
They
this.
were the most annoying opposing fans I have ever dealt with. They were getting on my. They sang songs and did chants. One of them went, I see a hole out there. I see a hole out there. I see an HOLE hole out there. So hit the ball out there. So hit the ball out there. So hit the BALL ball out there. So we can win this game. So we can win this game. And then they realized that they used a 3-letter word after making a song for 4-letter words and would just say WIN and win this game. It was...
I mean, it clearly affected you because you remember it.
I'm not the one that needs to be affected by it. I am not the one that needs to be affected. The funniest thing that they did was flirt with the first base umpire, I will say. It was primarily women that were doing the chanting. There were dudes there, but they were not the ones flirting with the umpire, which would have been interesting. I think that would have been cool. But
I think it would have been cool if the men in the audience were flirting with the first base umpire.
It would have been a progressive move by the Oklahoma safeguards.
One of many.
But it was quite an experience. But other than that, I mean, like, I'm not gonna like get too upset with like fans jeering. It was mainly just that they were right there and they were very, very loud and shrill.
So annoying.
Yes, I don't mind fans being happy about their team being good because I am happy about my team being good. It was just very loud, and I had a headache, so I didn't love it. But it's okay. It's in the past. And they the weird thing was that they were loudest when their pitcher was on the mound because they were like trying to like mess with our batters, but I feel like
no, that messes with the pitcher more.
That's kind of what I thought. They like didn't really. They chatted with our pitchers some, but not a lot. But not to make it about me. The hallmark of this game was Dylan Phillips taking the home run record.
Yeah.
This was because he had, I believe, he
had tied it a few nights before.
I think it was the previous night.
Yeah.
He either tied it or was one off the previous night because either way he broke it in this game because he had 2 home runs.
Yeah.
But in the first inning, he went up to the plate and everyone was like, hey, Dylan Phillips, or I think it was he broke it. Like he tied it the previous night and then 0-1 count in the first inning, just homered to right center, like got it over with, got the monkey off of his back, which I mean, if you're going to do it, you might as well just get it done with. And he just absolutely smoked it to right center like he smokes every home run he has.
Yeah.
And it was just an absolute missile. And it got out of town real quick. Everybody was very excited for him. And then after that, when we went out to go on defense, he jogged out to the infield, and Pete Hughes held back the whole dugout so he could be the only guy on the field for like a few moments.
Oh, it was cool with him.
It was very cool. And Dylan Phillips definitely did not realize that was going to happen because he turned around and was very confused that nobody was following him out.
No, Dylan Phillips, you're the only person playing defense this inning.
Might be better. Anywho. But he but then he like figured it out, and there was a nice cheer for him, and they announced it over the PA that he had set the record for K-State home runs in a career. And then he did it again in the 6th inning.
So we do it again.
Yeah, sent a 2-run homer to right field on a 3-1 count. Brought Dom Hughes around. However, in between those two things happened, we scored no runs, and Oklahoma State scored 7.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
That kind of blew us up in the 6th inning. We were cursed with the 6th inning in the series, I guess. But we'll go down to batting. Dom Johnson goes 2 for 4 with an RBI in this game. Dom Hughes 0 for 2 with 2 walks and 2 runs. Dylan Phillips 2 for 4, 2 runs, 3 RBI. Didn't strike out in this game. Cole Johnson 0 for 2 with a run and a walk. Nick Goodwin 1 for 4 with 2 RBI and 2 strikeouts. Josh Nikoloff 1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Orlando Salinas 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Mitchell 0 for 3. Then Kalen Culpepper went 1 for 4 with a run. Doubles, Dom Johnson, Nick Goodwin, Kalen Culpepper, and then Dylan Phillips, of course, had the 2 home runs, and Cole Johnson was hit by a pitch. Dom Johnson and Nick Goodwin had errors in this game. So,
yep.
And we go down to pitching. Griffin Hassel started this game. He was credited with the loss in this one. Went 5 1/3, 7 hits, 6 earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. He was having a phenomenal outing through like 2 2/3.
And
then it kind of fell apart after that. And it got really rough. He went 95 pitches in this one. Herman Fajardo came in, went 2 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and a wild pitch. Dylan Phillips closed this game out, got 1 strikeout, faced 3 batters. Good on you, Dylan.
Good on you, Dylan. This was your day.
It really was his day. But yeah, we were for a little bit churning through Oklahoma State pitchers. At one point, they changed pitchers, I think, twice in the same inning because they brought a dude in. He gave up 3 earned and 2/3, which we can't really say anything about that because we had the TCU series.
Yeah.
But it was a game that I would say most of the game, even though we were close, especially towards the end, it felt like we were down by 10 runs the entire game. And being there, at least. Part of that was because of the Oklahoma State fans by me. Which, like...
killing morale.
Yeah, they truly hurt my fan morale in this game. They accomplished their mission. I won't act like they aren't supposed to do that. No, they totally just like killed my spirits in this game. Like the second that the last strike was thrown, I immediately left. I was like, I cannot stay and listen.
I can't do this.
But yeah, tough outing for the Bobcats. This point would have made them 0-5 in Big 12 play.
Don't worry,
but
they did win. They won the next game, 7-2, out hitting Oklahoma State, but of course having the 1 error. And you know what? I'll give your voice a break. I'll take the majority here.
Thank you.
So, among several other things, the scoring started for Kansas State University in the second inning after Kalen Culpepper knocked in Justin Mitchell with a double. And it all really just went from there. It was pretty smooth sailing for the most part from there. You know, Dom Johnson ended up taking a 1 for 5, 1 strikeout, 1 left on base. Dom Hughes ended up taking an 0 for, unfortunately, before he got pitched for Jeff Heinrich, who also took an 0 for, who then Cameron Uselton was next up, who ended up taking a strikeout and an 0 for. Dylan Phillips was playing first base this game, ended up going 0 for 2, but with 2 walks. Cole Johnson ended up going 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a walk. Nick Goodwin, same stat line, except for with a strikeout and 2 left on. Josh Nikoloff took an 0 for. Orlando Salinas went 1 for 2 with an RBI and 2 walks. Justin Mitchell ended up going 1 for 3 with an RBI. And then everyone else, Kalen Culpepper again ended up going 1 for 3 with an RBI as well as 2 people left on base. In terms of extra base hits, it was Cole Johnson with 2 doubles, and Nick Goodwin also had a double, as well as Kalen Culpepper. Nick Goodwin also tacked on a home run with Orlando Salinas and Justin Mitchell joining in on the fun. And with base running, stolen bases by Dom Johnson, Dylan Phillips. Unfortunately, Dom Johnson was also caught once by his former team in Oklahoma State. Justin Mitchell was hit by a pitch, and Orlando Salinas did something. And of course, the 1 error, Nick Goodwin.
Nick Goodwin. I'm trying to find out what a PO is in baseball stats.
Normally it's a put out.
That's what I thought.
But you don't put out during... Oh, picked off.
Oh, you're right. He was picked off in this game. It was a numbskull moment, I would say. It was very annoying.
Of course. Yeah. In terms of pitching, Connor McCullough ended up starting this game, ended up going 6 total innings with 2 earned on 5 hits, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, getting a total of 99 pitches in with 7 grindouts and 3 flyouts on 26 batters faced.
McCullough had a balk in this game, it looks like.
Yep. I was trying to ignore it.
I don't know what a balk even is at this point, because it just kind of happens, and umpires are like, that was a balk, and like, everyone's like, all right.
Sure, whatever, I can't argue with you.
Yeah.
And Blake Adams ended up coming in for the second time this series, ended up notching the victory in his favor, only going 3 innings, only giving up 1 hit on 3 strikeouts, 10 total batters faced, and 36 pitches. So all in all, this was probably the most complete performance we've had up to this point.
Yep. McCullough, it's a pretty pedestrian stat line that he puts up there, but I think it's deceptive. And it kind of hides the poise that he brings to the mound. He's one of the more confident pitchers. He's one of the most collected pitchers. We have a wide array of guys. Tyson Neighbors is very emotional. We have a lot of guys that are emotional. Rothermel and Fajardo they aren't passionate. They don't explode, but they do strut. Like when they get a strikeout. McCullough is very business oriented, and I don't know, he's a lot of fun to watch. Maybe I'm biased because we share a name, but
Connor's superiority.
But he had a really quality start, going 6 innings with only 2 earned. So I believe that qualifies as a quality start, right?
Yep.
So
6 innings less than 3 or 3 runs or less is quality start.
Quality start for Mr. McCullough. And then Blake Adams came in and finished everyone off. So it was a nice outing. And even though we only take 1 in the series, it's over number 6 Oklahoma State, and that's a quality victory regardless. So,
shout out to the one guy in our Twitter mentions who said like they lost the series though. Did we ask?
Didn't ask. All I said was that we had a nice win.
Did we ask? The answer,
resounding no. But yeah, that win put K-State back over 500 on the season at 14-13. They finally notch a Big 12 victory.
And then we ended up playing Crichton, who has not been a bad team this year.
No.
We were going 15-8 going into this game, and we ended up beating them despite the fact that it got way too interesting in the last inning.
Yep. This was a game. I remember I checked the stat line. I was unable to watch, but I was checking the stat line periodically, and I saw in the bottom of the 8th, we added a run. We were up 7-2 going into the top of the 9th, and I was like, we got this in the bag. I checked back later. I was like, I hadn't seen the baseball account tweet about a win, and I saw that they tacked on 3 runs, and I was like, oh man,
I'm scared.
Yeah, I was very scared. The Batcats win it 7-5. Although it should have been a larger margin of victory. They allowed Creighton some signs of life late. Batcats do not out-hit Creighton in this game, 9-11. And they also have 3 errors to Creighton's 1. Over 1,200 people came out for this midweek showdown.
On a cold, rainy night.
Yes. I was very surprised to see that attendance. But the Batcats got out to a hot start. 3-run homer in the first from Dylan Phillips. He just continues to add home. Early in the season, there was a lot of pressure on him, I think,
yep,
to be the power hitter and be the power hitter then. And now, as we get further into the season, and other people are hitting home runs, some of that pressure has come off. And now that he has the record, at this point, he's just hitting.
Yeah.
So it's coming more naturally. So you like to see him maybe feel a little bit more comfortable. But a 3-run homer in the first, then Dom Johnson, I should say, as a home run, a solo shot in the second. Nick Goodwin with a opposite field home run in the 6th to make it 5-2. And then Cole Johnson singled to right center that scored Kalen Culpepper. Although he did get thrown out at second. And Orlando Salinas with a solo shot in the bottom of the 8th. So we'll get to batting now. Dom Johnson goes 2 for 3 in this one with 2 runs, an RBI, a walk, and a strikeout, and left on base. Jeff Heinrich goes 1 for 2 and gets a walk. We've been seeing a little bit more Jeff Heinrich recently. Mm-hmm. He's a transfer from South Carolina, I believe, who I was hoping we'd see a bit more of. So far, because the few times we have seen him, he's generally been quite good.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming we just don't trust him out in the field, because I think he's only been a DH up until this point.
Yeah.
Brady Day pinch hit for him and did not reach base, and Cameron Usselton was the defensive sub in right field. When Dylan Phillips went from right field to pitcher, again, Phillips went 1 for 3 with a run, 3 RBIs, and a walk. Cole Johnson 1 for 4. With an RBI and a strikeout. Goodwin 1 for 4 with a solo shot. Nikolov 1 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Salinas 1 for 2, 2 walks. A lot of walks for Salinas recently.
Mhm.
Justin Mitchell 0 for 3. Had a really hot start to the season to Justin Mitchell in terms of hitting, and he's really cooled off. And his defensive abilities as catcher have also been a little suspect. Rafael Pelletier probably doesn't have as strong of a bat, but I really like him defensively.
Yeah.
He sometimes struggles with squeezing the pitch and keeping it in. But he has a really quick hop time on picking runners off.
Yep.
So I like that. Then Kalen Culpepper goes 1 for 4 with a strikeout.
And you can cover home runs. I'll cover pitching.
Home runs, Dom Johnson, Dylan Phillips, Nick Goodwin, and Orlando Salinas all homer in this game. Nearly all of K-State's runs came from homers, save from an RBI single from Cole Johnson that he tried to turn into a double. That did not get turned into a double. Salinas got caught stealing in this game. Justin Mitchell was hit by a pitch. Then Dom Johnson, Nick Goodwin, and Orlando Salinas all had fielding errors. Dom Johnson quietly has not had the best season fielding the ball, but the difference is that he's batting 400.
Yeah. So you can get away with it.
Yep. So there's that.
In terms of pitching, I always just call them openers when they go for less than 4. The opener for this game was Wesley Moore, who ended up going 3 1/3, giving up 1 earned run, 2 runs total on 3 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, 1 wild pitch, and 2 hit by pitch. Ended up getting taken out because his pitch count was getting up there, 79. Tyson Neighbors came in for the first time in a long while and ended up pitching 1 1/3 innings, giving up 2 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts, but did end up recording 3 outs, obviously, because he went 1 1/3. Then Blake Corsentino, who gets credited with the victory in this game, ended up coming in next, pitching 3 1/3, giving up 3 hits on 9 strikeouts after facing 13 batters. Then Dylan Phillips came in, decided to make the game interesting in the last inning, giving up 3 runs on 3 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout, and the strikeout was to end the game.
Yep. How about Corsentino and Wesley Moore getting 17 combined strikeouts in 6 2/3?
Yeah.
That is power pitching.
That is power pitching to a T.
Yeah. And Wes Moore, you'd like to see him go a little further, but with the pitch count getting high, I get taking him out. Mainly because I want to see us develop our left-handers a little bit more, because we don't have many left-handers on this roster. Wes Moore, gosh, who else? Are any of the starters lefties?
Is Rothermel a lefty?
Rothermel might be a lefty, but the fact that I'm struggling to think of left-handers, I think, is telling. Because, I mean, last year we had Eric Torres and Jordan Wicks as obvious left-handers because they were the best on the roster, really. But
I don't think it's going to tell. I don't think it's going to tell us if they're right or left. Oh, wait, yeah, it is. So in terms of right-handed pitchers, we have a lot.
And I'm just going to keep scrolling until we get to left. Wait, I probably passed them out. I'm thinking about it. I might be stupid. Dylan Phillips is credited as outfield / left-handed pitcher.
Okay, that counts.
And then we have Grant Nicholson.
Wesley Moore.
And that's it.
Oh. We have 2 lefties. So, yeah. Not much left-handed pitching.
No.
Not much from the Southpaws.
Not at all. It is very unfortunate. Wish we'd see this guy. We're looking at Jackson Wentworth.
Yeah, wish Jackson Wentworth was, around. But, yeah, this win against Crichton was a very quality win. Now, the next game that is played by K-State, the Batcats, is going to be versus Texas Tech in approximately 21 hours in Lubbock, Texas.
I am very nervous to take on number 4 Texas Tech, period.
I'm not saying we're going to get schwacked, but
it's especially the nerves of going on the road. Last year's Batcats team just could not figure it out on the road at any point in the season. So, I mean, it's certainly an opportunity to figure it out. But, I mean, I will admit, you could not ask for a tougher opening to Big 12 play, I think, at number 19 TCU for 3 games against number 6 Okie State, at number 4 Texas Tech, and then come home and face top 25 Texas.
Yeah, no, that's not easy.
I simply don't think it could get harder because they just took all 4 of the best teams in the conference and just said play them all back to back to back to back.
Like, I'd rather not. Well, that's a shame.
We didn't ask, is what the Big 12 said.
Plus ratio.
Yeah. But the bright side of that is on the latter half of conference play, it's going to be some of the lower squads. We'll get at OU, and then home series against KU, and then another home series against Baylor, a random game at Virginia Tech for some reason, and then we'll finish out the season at West Virginia. That's a ways away, though.
We're in Virginia anyway, I guess.
I that's probably actually it now I think about it. But yeah, it's a tough slate ahead for the Batcats, but they should be able to string some wins together after this slate against Texas teams, where they play at Wichita State, then they get Omaha at home, and then a 3-game series against UC Irvine, and they go back to play the return game with Nebraska, which they were able to beat them the first time that they played. So hopefully they can get the season sweep on Nebraska, and then they'll face at OU to wrap up the month of April. Not sure I'm wrapping up the entire season right now, but I don't know. I just find it interesting. It's a difficult schedule for K-State baseball, but you're gonna have to find wins in hard places because they want to make the NCAA tournament, and to do that, you're gonna have to get wins you're not expected to get. So.
Yep. So that pretty much wraps up this episode of the Aggieville Alleycats. Thank you all for listening. If you want to contact the show, you can follow us on Twitter at Aggieville Alleycats. That's capital A, and capital C in cats. If you want to email us, we are AggievilleAlleycats@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on a more personal note, I am at ACEdward00.
I am at Connor Baltazar, capital C and capital B.
And if you want to support the show in a financial sense, you can go to the official Aggieville Alleycats merch store, where we have such designs as Doomtang Clan, Play Sandstorm Cowards, and Neon Alleycats. But most importantly, thank you all for listening to this episode of the Aggieville Alleycats podcast. Where come rain, shine, or anything in between, we're here to deliver to you the Kansas State sporting news that you so love. Stay safe, Alleycats.